Okay, so welcome to the Rashid Report. My name is Yusuf Rashid. We talk about sports here. We're talking about mainly football with the Lions season going on. I am, of course, a Detroit sports fan. As you can probably tell by the sweater and by the Red Wings flag up there behind me. I think I pointed the right direction this time. Anyway, I wanted to make a video talking about the season so far and the last few weeks because we are now, I believe, 4 weeks away from the end of the NFL season for 2024-2025, technically. And it has been a season for sure. Right? Just in general. What with Dallas Cowboys falling off a cliff, the injuries, sure, but also they just suck. The Carolina Panthers putting a whole new meaning to the word, bad. The Cleveland Browns, Bengals even, and I feel bad for the Bengals. Incredible offense. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are having a great year, but, defense is just not there. And then there's teams like the Philadelphia Eagles. I almost said the Seattle Eagles, but the Philadelphia Eagles. Rocky start, 0-1, and then they've just proceeded to crush the league. Jalen Hurts is proving that he's not him yet. He might be one day. He's getting there. But when you have an offensive threat like Saquon Barkley, who probably will break the rushing record in yards in a season, I think it's a good idea. Thank you, Giants. Which, by the way, the Giants, not on the list of good. They're on the list of very bad. Them and the Jets. The fact that they had to cut $40 million a year. Mr. Daniel Jones. Things happen. The Jets are a mess. Who would have thought Aaron Rodgers would cause so much trouble? Besides everybody except Aaron Rodgers. And then there's the Kansas City Chiefs. The three-time defending Super Bowl champions. By three-time, I'm talking about they've won 3. You get the idea. Anyway. But the Chiefs are 12-1 on the season. They could have gone perfect, but they lost to the Bills. And every win they've had this year has been something out of like a hex almost. Like they did a deal with the devil, some Faustian insanity, where they find every way to survive, whether it be by a field goal, by a missed field goal, by a blocked field goal, or something. The Chiefs have found a way to win. And they're getting away with it by the skin of their teeth. Right? They know that they could get caught out one of these days, and the Bills caught them out. No other team has. Not yet. But the defending Super Bowl champions have a lot on their plate moving forward. This week's not going to be bad for them. But they're showing a lot more weakness than they did the season before and the season prior to that. But that's fine. On the topic of 12-1 teams, because I can't believe I am saying this, the Detroit Lions are 12-1 on the season right now through 13 weeks. 14 weeks? Yeah. What can I tell you? Other than this is the Lions culture we all knew about, and this is it coming out in full force. This is that grit, right? This is that gritty, never say die, bite your kneecaps off, I could have two toes and one ass cheek, I will still kick your ass. Lions that Dan Campbell's been cultivating for the last 4 years now. And it's been a fun season watching them play. Some of these games have been close. Some of these games have been blowouts. The Cowboys, the Jaguars, the Titans, the Colts. Oh my God. And some of them have been, we're getting there, right? The Rams, to open the season, we won in overtime. The loss to the Buccaneers, we lost. But I believe it was a field goal between the two. The Cardinals, not that bad. You look at games past the bye week, our only real problem has been the NFC North. Our own division, of course. The Minnesota Vikings, we could have lost that game. We won based on grit and the power of Jake Bates' beautiful, beautiful leg. and his ability to kick field goals. Thanks, Jake Bates. The Chicago Bears, on Thanksgiving, we could have lost that game. Defense blew it in the second half. But thanks to, again, grit and the powers that be of Chicago coaching not knowing what they were doing and inevitably got fired for it, saved us. Against the Packers, same thing. Dan Campbell wanted to kick on 4th down. Jared Goff says, man, I really want to go for it. Dan Campbell says, what? You did? Well, let's do it then. Went for it on 4th down because they all believe in each other. They get the first down, set it up. Jake Bates gets the game-winning walk-off field goal again for us. These games are close, yes, but unlike the Chiefs where we're getting away with murder, we're getting away because we earned it. We earned the ability to win those games. We earned the win. That last statement didn't make sense. Right? That being said, we're 12-1 on the season. We've won 11 straight games. There's 4 games left. 4 weeks left, 4 games left. And this is going to be a stretch, but I think this is going to work out well. So we have the Buffalo Bills this weekend. At the time of recording, it is December the 12th. It was Thursday. And we play on Sunday, I believe. Sunday or Monday, one of the two. We have the Bills. After the Bills, we have the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field in their home. Then a nice little road trip to San Francisco for a rematch with the 49ers. And then we finish the season at home in Ford Field against the Minnesota Vikings, who, by the way, are 11-2 on the season. Anything goes wrong, the division could be theirs. This is an interesting time where the division isn't a lock. Right? The NFC number 1 seed is not a lock. It could be us, it could be the Eagles, it could be the Vikings. We'll see. But I want to at least talk about how the next 4 games are going to look and also just quickly touch up on this. This season's been tough. Right? This season has been difficult. Yes, we've had arguably one of, if not the best offense in the league. That narrative likes to change every week, especially in the last few weeks. Football is just a soap opera for dudes. It really is, isn't it? Right? The narrative changes every week. There's always a new storyline going in, blah, 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 yada, 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 things like that. Consistently, however, the Lions have been argued as the number 1 offense in the league and the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl, which is insane to hear now that I say it out loud again and again and again. But I'm not complaining, am I? Because I've been waiting for this. So, offense has been great. Defense. Aaron Glenn's been putting on a clinic with our defense. But even through everything that has happened from the Cowboys game onward, we have lost a lot of defense. Aiden Hutchinson, out for the season, might be back for the NFC Championship game, might be back for the Super Bowl, but he is recovering very well. Derek Barnes, out. I believe it's a concussion. We don't know when he's going to come back. Malcolm Rodriguez, he's out for this season with a torn, I believe it's an MCL or an ACL. I feel bad. Sorry, Amrod. Alex Anzalone, injury. He's out for, I believe he's week to week. Levi. Who else? Ali McNeil, last game. Tried to play. He's out with a concussion. He might be back, so we'll see. It's been tough. Now, it's been, on the other hand, great because our backups on defense are just putting in all the work. You know, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch as our starters have been doing everything they can. Terrion Arnold, for a rookie, he's doing great, except he's got to freaking learn how to not get involved in a holding or pass interference penalty. You'll learn, kid. You'll learn. CD3 has been great. I kind of wish Ennis Rackstraw was healthy, but, you know, it's fine. DJ Reader, he's out too on our defensive line. But backups like Al-Quadin Muhammad. Man, I watched this guy play for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, who is this dude? He's playing great. You know? Not to mention with the addition on our starting lineup with Zadarius Smith, that's been helping out a lot on the pass rush. The Lions are still able to win games. Yeah, the defense might blow it every now and then, but that's what, you know, it's no one's fault that that's happening other than trying to get guys that aren't entirely used to the system, that aren't starting on a consistent basis to that system. It's a little tough, but they're putting in the work. They are doing whatever they can to make sure that the Lions get the win. Right? That's the important thing here. And it's been working out. We have some hope for this week against the Bills. We'll see. Anyway. The next 4 weeks. Like I said, it's the Bills in Ford Field. We've got the Bears at Soldier and their home. We've got the 49ers at Levi's Stadium and their home. And then back home for the last game of the season against the purple incarnate of Satan, the Minnesota Vikings. How do I think this is going to go? I feel like we'll drop one of those games. And I don't know if the Bills is that game. Because the Bills are... Josh Allen's putting in a really good argument for MVP this year. And I'm not afraid of him. But man, that Bills team doesn't give up. Even against the Rams, in a shootout of a game, Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing. And they still lost. I'm not saying that makes it hopeful for the Lions, but I'm saying that it's going to be a dogfight when the game starts. The Bills are going to give us everything they've got, and we're going to give the Bills everything we've got. At the end of the day, I think I do have to give it to the Lions again. I know I just said this might be the game we lose, but there is a very strong argument to be made we could finish this last stretch 4-0. It's going to be a fight, I know, but I think that's okay. Because you look at how the teams have looked all season, you look how they've looked over the last week. Because all season isn't that great of a example. It's not that great of a, it's not that great of an example at this point. So, the Bills, it's going to be a shootout. Against the Bears, I think we've got this in the bag. The Bears they have all the makings of a potentially good team, but they're just a mess. Front office wise, they need to keep Caleb Williams and make sure he develops and does well with his entire offensive system. But I think we can win that. The 49ers are borderline a shell of themselves. Now that CMC's out for the season, yeah, they just won recently against the Bears, where the Bears had 4 yards in the first half. That's embarrassing. Get it? Anyway. But the 49ers are going to be fun. Because George Kittle's still around. I think he's coming back, or he's already back from injury, if he was injured. CMC's gone. And there's, the other weird issues they have. But the 49ers kind of look like a shell of themselves from last season, don't they? I think injuries were a big part of it, but I think the 49ers won't be too difficult. Plus, it's at Levi. The weather's nice. Jared Goff will have fun. They're back in California, And then there's the Vikings to end the season. They gave us a lot of trouble that first game. I think the same trouble is going to come around. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of defense back by then. Hopefully, Taylor Decker will be 100% by then. Just a hope. And the Vikings are always there to put up a fight, and that's okay. But I think we can take the win. So crazily enough, I do fully believe the Lions can finish this season 16-1. Which would break the franchise record for wins and would put us at a 15-game win streak, which would set the record for longest win streak in franchise history. And then there's the playoffs. But that I will worry about later. For now, all we got to do is believe. Because that's exactly what we're supposed to do with the Lions, right? That's exactly what we're supposed to do. Until then, my name is Rashid. Didn't want to get into stats today. So, yeah. This has been the Rashid Report. Happy holidays. Oh, enjoy the holidays with your loved ones. Happy New Year, early New Year. It's mid-December, but I'm going to be gone for the next 3 weeks. So by the time New Year comes around, I'm going to be traveling. If you happen to come across this, leave a like, leave a subscribe, you know. And go Lions. Go Lions.